Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. Today our group will be presenting about the words and phrases used in a video of a group discussion on tourism.
Okay, so I will start our presentation by talking about initiate and contribute to group discussions. Group discussion can be start off by greeting the members using appropriate language functions. What is language functions? Language function serve the purpose of speaking the sentence or phrase such as good morning, which represents the function of greeting. So for example that we have taken from the video is Assalamualaikum and very good morning to my fellow friends. Today we will be discussing about the topic, and then I will continue with negotiation words and strategies. Negotiation is a discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. So the strategies are: first, preparing and planning; second, definition and ground rules; third, clarification and justification; fourth, bargaining and problem solving; and the last strategy for negotiation is closure and implementation.
Next, I will present my part on tactful words and strategies in a group discussion. Firstly, what are tactful words? Tact means saying the right thing at the right time, considering your situation before you speak, and to be discreet. Make sure that you stay cautious of who you're with and where you are before you speak, without being hurtful. Some of the strategies we can use when you want to use tactful words in a group discussions are: number 1, when communicating, listen to what other people have to say. Hold back your own opinions and ideas until you have the chance to fully understand the other person's point of view, and then plan your responses carefully to fit the feedback you are receiving. Number 2, choose your words carefully. If possible, turn statements into questions. Rather than directly voicing your opinion, turn your statement into a question for the other person to think about. Try avoiding saying strong words like "you are wrong." Instead, use "I appreciate your opinion, but I disagree." Some of the examples from the video are: number 1, I'm sorry I have to interrupt your explanation, I have a question. Example number 2, let me define. What is? Next, I will present on phrases to make suggestions. Some of the strategies you can use when you want to make a suggestion in a group discussions are: number 1, determine the appropriate time. Avoid cutting off other people and stating or asking for a suggestion at the right time. Number 2, state your point clearly with appropriate words regarding the topic and with correct body language. Use appropriate words to start off your suggestion. Give a clear point for your suggestion, allowing the other people to freely give feedback, agreeing or disagreeing. Some of the examples from the video are: number 1, for my opinion, I think. Number 2, in my opinion. Number 3, but in my opinion.
Expressions to give opinions. Giving opinion is to offer an idea so that people can discuss and make decisions. Expression that they use to give their opinion is by using the phrase "in my opinion." Example that we can get from the video is: in my opinion, by having special discount for school holidays will absolutely promote the domestic tourism among the Malaysians. These strategies are: first, start by listening politely. Second, say what you think in a detailed and straightforward manner. Third, provide the reasons for your point of view. Expressions to agree and disagree. Expression that they use to show that they agree with an opinion is by using the phrase "yes, I do think that" and state their points. Example that we can get from the video is: yes, I do think that a tourism fair is the most efficient way to promote domestic tourism among Malaysians. Next, the expressions that they use to show that they disagree with an opinion is by using the phrase "but in my opinion" and state their point. Example that we can get from the video is, but in my opinion, nowadays many things can be fabricated, including Photoshop the pictures. These strategies are: first, wait for the right moment where the other person stops. You can also express with facial expressions or just raise your hand. Second, be prepared and make sure that you got your thoughts together before start speaking.
Okay, next is prompting, turn taking, interrupting, and resuming words and strategy. What are those? So that is a discourse where speakers encourage shared understandings, speak one at a time in alternating turns, interrupt to clarify, and resuming sentences. The examples from the videos are, the first one is from interrupting. The speaker said, "Let me interrupt you, I have a question," from timestamp 1.52. And the second one is, "I'm sorry, I have to interrupt your explanation." And the last one is prompting, which is, "What do you think?" And the last but not least is resuming. The speaker said because, but the speaker from left resumed the second speaker's word for reasoning. So like the second speaker said because, and then the third speaker took the word because, resume it with her own sentence. And next are the strategy used for this. First is recognizing when to take a turn. Second is signaling that you want to speak and interrupting. Third, holding the floor when it is your turn. And lastly, recognizing when others want to speak. So as you can see from the screenshot above, at timestamp 5.09, you can see the third speaker from the left is signaling for the first speaker's turn to speak using her hand gestures. Okay, next is closing, words and strategy. The example from the video discussion is when the speaker said, "Since time is jealous, I think we should come in agreement." The strategies are, first, to plan your closing remark, words for closure. Second, end discussion with conclusion. And lastly, make it clear that you are done.
Next, evaluate and summarize opinions, words, and strategies. What is evaluate? Evaluate is a form and idea of the amount, number, or value of something. For example, I have evaluated that most words are commonly used in the video are domestic tourism, travel, and places. There are also a few strategies on evaluate. First, stay focused on the other speaker's ideas. Second, identify the main ideas being discussed. Summaries. Summaries is to express the most important facts or ideas about something in a short and clear form. For example, in the video, the first speaker has been given his short and clear form of summary after giving his opinion about yearly tourism fair. So, this is why I think yearly tourism fair are the best way. There are also a few strategies on making summaries. First, strip away the redundant, extraneous examples and focus back on the heart of the main ideas. Last but not least, conclusions, words, and strategies. Conclusion is the final part of discussion or the opinion you have after considering all the information about the discussion. For example, the second speaker on the left made a simple conclusion that they are agree with the first speaker's opinion about yearly tourism fair. See, most of us agree that yearly tourism fair will promote domestic tourism among religions the most. There are also a few strategies on conclusion. First, make an advanced conclusion by showing the consequence, results, and implication of what you have found. Then, show the connections between points from each of the speakers. So that's all from our group. Thank you.